psychographic analysis at the pub after you left.
At the wheel tapper.
Yeah, he sent you a message on LinkedIn.
Oh, nice. I'll check it out. Psychographic analysis.
Or psych, whatever, the same sort of thing that we're doing, except he wants to do for politics. And I said, oh, that sounds familiar.
Right. Staff him up. I met someone who I've known her before. Alex Finkelstein, I think her name is. She's the CEO of a company called Get Wiser. And I was like talking to her about like industry gossip, and I was like, oh, like I heard Listen Labs raised 27 million from Sequoia, and she's like, yeah, the founder's brother founded SoundCloud. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. She's like, they have no revenue. I have no idea how they got that check. So that's the industry gossip.
Hmm.
All right, who would like to start us? Who would like to lead us this beautiful morning? Through a quick stand up. Should I do it?
If it's okay.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Staff us up.
So, hello everyone, happy Wednesday. On Wednesday, let's talk about what we have already accomplished since Monday and what's left for the second half of the week. I'll start with the top right corner with Laura being the first one.
Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. I've been working on selecting the most interesting part of all those 9 hours of videos, and I finished my first video for Subconscious, and I've been working with Michelle to get her feedback on my first video, as well as Pablo. I still have to make a couple of changes on it based on their feedback, but I'm happy with how it's going and the ideas that we've been able to build together.
Nice work. How many clips did we get from the first one?
Right now I was like focusing on making my first video. My first video has like a couple of different clips from different videos.
Right. How many?
Oh, how many?
Well, you're taking one big video and you're making a bunch of little 15-second clips?
No, like the first video I made, it's about like 1 minute and 30 seconds. And it has clips from a couple of videos that you have made, and also there's also a clip that Sarah made with a demo explaining Subconscious. This
Okay.
was kind of like the first video as like the introduction for someone who doesn't really know what we do, to be able to understand what we do in like more of a simpler way and kind of explain the value of subconscious in comparison to traditional market research methods.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna give us a different approach. There's a company called Opus Pro. Okay. Use that product. The objective is to take one big video clip, take all of our big video clips, and just pull out the 15 to 30-second interesting clips. That product is like $15 a month. You can use that product. They claim to do that for you. The only thing we want is a bunch of the small interesting clips, and then we'll review those interesting clips that you found. Like let's do the simplest possible thing first to start. And
Okay.
and then we can review. Yeah.
I think just to jump in here, I think that Mia has already broken a lot of the bigger videos into little clips. Pablo, you can correct me. You know more about that than I do, but I think
Mia created 5 clips out of 12 videos. We want to
okay,
create
yeah,
40 clips out of 12 videos.
right, okay, yeah. I just my understanding was already some of that work had already been done, so it just needs to be gone through and pulled out like the most important ones to start posting them. So
Yeah, the reason no, that's incorrect. The reason why we want 40 to 50 small videos is because we don't know what will get traction and what won't. We don't know better than the market. So the experiment is post these 40 or 50 little clips. Some of them will get engagement, some of them won't. The ones that do get engagement, we then put capital behind those clips for promoted engagement. But we let the market tell us what it reacts to. We're not smarter than the market. We just want to take the clips and put them out into the wild, and the algorithm will select them for us.
Okay. Are you on Twitter, Avi, at all?
I am, but not really. I'm more of a lurker.
Okay. All right. I know there is a strategy where you can test clips a lot better on Twitter because they don't penalize you if your clips are not good. So you can test your clips there and then take your best ones and put them on the platforms where you will get penalized if you post poor content. So.
I'm okay with posting poor content. I just want to get out into the market. I just want to let the market, I just want to push as much out into the market as possible. We can't get penalized less than 0. Like, we're at 0 now. Like, how can they penalize us? We can't get less promotion than we're getting now. If we were like a Pepsi brand or something, I would be careful. But like, we don't have any. There's nothing to lose.
Okay, thanks, Laura. Let's go to Gurav next.
So I was at yesterday. I was at basically running around tech week meetings. One of them interesting was an AI tool for marketing, which included a whole bunch of video tools that a guy called Clip Worley does for Mitch Pull Capital. Yeah. Otherwise, the deck is as it was Monday morning. I will need to go through with Subodh. I can actually do a walkthrough in the sit down section here if we have time at the end of this. Otherwise, I can walk through Subodh and I can go through it at the next sit down we have later in the week.
Thank you. Let's move to Avi next.
I'm continuing to work through the investor list. I can share that with the group during demo. We put out. Oops, hold on. We put out 2 offers for the summer interns. Today we're going to put out 2 more for the enterprise account execs or for deployed engineers. I met 2 more people that I'd like Subodh you to meet if we have time. And then I did another turn of the launch accelerators documents. We're going to be accepting those today. It's expensive money, but it's it's the right brand. And then yesterday I was speaking at a Tech Week event. I have another event tonight. And it was good. We were like the only demo that got kind of questions, and we were the only company that did a live demo. Yeah, it was really nice actually. So thank you to the Databricks team. Oh, also the Databricks team, they really want us to get to. They practically cornered me. They were like, you have to do built on Databricks. Like you have to. So Madi, that's for you. They want to give us. They start with 50K, but there's another like 200K behind it, so it's like 250K of credits. Databricks is kind of like trying to be a GCP. It's longer lived credits, so it's not a year, it's 2 years. They claim they have 50% discounts for Claude and a bunch of these other language models. So if we want to use the language models through the Databricks endpoints, that could give us 2 years of free execution. That should save us 20K per month. Also, once we move onto the built-on programs, then they want to like promote us internally to their companies that are using Databricks. And the idea there is like, if everyone's has their CRM or CDP in the Databricks dictionary definition, then it's trivial for them to load their customer data into Subconscious or to provide Subconscious APIs to those customers. Databricks is a big acquirer of startups. I have good relationships with their C-suite. So it's a good company that we want to build that relationship with.
I have some confusion, but regarding this, but we can discuss offline.
I also have confusion. I probably won't be able to answer it, but yeah, let's do it. We'll follow up together.
Like how and when and those things for what?
Yeah.
So we can discuss it as a team.
Yes, I will do that, and I will put together a plan for you, so we can have clarity there.
Go to Madi next.
Hello team. For a couple of for the last 2 days, I have been working on the deployment. It's kind of getting cumbersome, and when I fix something, something else arises. So Avi, if we can bring duplo cloud, it's gonna be better because I tried a lot, like but it's like somehow it's like hard, and something is not working, and then fixing that something else is not working. So I think we should give it to its experts.
Okay, I'll turn them on today. They've been
Yeah.
they've been hounding me on getting onboarded every day, and I've been like holding them off to see if we could figure it out with that other tool. But if you need them, we'll bring them on.
Yeah, I like I tried a lot, but didn't work.
I believe you. DevOps is really hard. DevOps is really hard. Yeah. Okay. I'll turn them on today.
Let's move to Eric next.
Hey, good morning. So we have an appointment today. I have an appointment today with a company called Sunshine Sachs, which is an integrated marketing company. They work in multiple verticals, so I'm looking forward to that. Um, I um, I uncovered a marketing group that maybe we can get Michelle to join as a chief marketing officer and get in there and be interviewed and perhaps talk a little bit more about subconscious. And I have multiple outreaches going. I'm trying to sort of connect the dots between what we're doing in marketing and what we're doing in sales, and just trying to leverage the message and get our name out and sort of figure out, how best to, impact. So that's what I'm up about. That's what I'm doing. And that's it. Oh, and I'm working with, I think Marty's trying to get me the emails for I'm trying to look at the email blast that we did a while back and sort of see if I could, add some value to that.
Madi's not the right person. I'll give you the username and password. Do you know how to use N8N?
I do not.
Yeah, then I don't know how. Can you learn?
I mean, is that a real question?
Kind of. N8N is tricky.
I've gone this far.
Hold on, I'll send you the username and password shortly. Here, it's in
Thank you.
It's in your Discord.
Okay.
One thing we would like to try to do with that N8N account that I just sent you the credentials for, we would like to try to build some sort of like MarTech, sales ops, infrastructure on that. So like, N8N integrates very well with with Apollo, with Clay, with LinkedIn Sales Navigator, with email, right? And so we use all those tools, but they're kind of scattered all over the place. So N8N is we need like a system of record if we're going to use that, but we could use HubSpot, which N8N also integrates with. So it's a whole system you can build. If it takes you more than like a week or two to build it, that's you're probably doing it wrong. There are some really good YouTube tutorials on like how to use N8N for marketing ops. I'll send you a link.
Yeah, as long as it has a value I can identify and makes us move forward, not just add to a blocker, not just technology for technology's sake. But yes, if it has the value, which is what I'm looking for, I'd love it. So yeah, let me look into it, and I'll let you know what I find.
Eric, I'd love to collaborate with you on that as well.
Okay, that would be great. Why don't we set up a meeting? We'll both take a look at the credentials and see what we can do. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's move to Joaquim next.
Hello, everyone. So I'm almost finished with doing the fixes that I needed to do in the latent variables. I can talk with you later, Subodh, about what that was about. But it was prompted by Avi saying that the variance explained was lower in dev. So I just wanted to double check, and yeah, I found a couple of issues, and I made one or two changes just to be safe, so that we have a good basis to start with, and we're not like already experimenting with things that we shouldn't at this moment. So yeah, Python typing is like really good. Even though we don't have tests, it really allows us to see if things are correct, like the type. So it was really good to find these issues. Yeah, the structure changed a little bit, Tatevik, so you'll see how I'm sending things. There's just like an additional level, and yeah, then there's like a lot of tasks on the queue. We need to sync up Subodh. Yeah, then I'll get to those. I also have to write a document for you, Avi, and which I'll do soon. I mean, it's already in the making, but I'll hand it over to you soon.
Do we think the was I right about the variance explained, or was it just?
I really haven't done more experiments, but anyways, like because I felt like I did things a bit fast. There were already things in the back of my mind that I thought, well, I should really double check that. I should go back to the code and see it. So there was an opportunity to do that. So I mean, now it's it's clean. I'm very confident that at least like what is there is working. So, but then we'll run experiments and see. I mean, another thing was about this was he had asked me actually to replace the natural language description of the persona with what we're getting from the latent variables, and just to be sure, I'm appending to that information so that we have more information than what we already had, and we're not like replacing at this moment, and then we can test replacing. So you're going to say something, Subodh?
Yeah. Let me ask Tatavik first. Tatavik, I don't think the latent class model is yet in the dev, right? In terms of the default model. Okay. So if we don't have a latent class model, there is no way of knowing if including the latent variable is going to increase or decrease the variance explained. So I'll tell you the reason. Before I left on last Tuesday, I had me and Tatavik, we had sat and we tested one experiment with latent variable. I don't know if Tatavik has already informed. Tatavik, have you already like talked about that, what we did last Tuesday?
Just briefly, like that we
Okay.
did, like feature importance and
Okay.
traits.
So this is what happened when we included the latent variable in our survey. Then we were able to get meaningful latent classes through a pure econometric way. And I don't just mean like something like I have two classes with one being 90%. No, we had like a one class with 45 to 46% people and the other being 56. And you had a clear difference in the feature importance ranking as well as the contribution. So now this is what will happen, Wakim. You include the latent variable, that means you have more heterogeneity in the response. But then you estimate a model with only one class, right? Which is the default what we do. So then of course, that model will have a lower variance explained because you're trying to capture a bit too much heterogeneity with one single class.
Mm.
And when you will switch to two class or
Okay.
three class, that's when you'll start to see it.
Okay, makes sense. But in any case, so I'll put out the PR like the next 2 hours or so. I mean, you should double check with the newest stuff, and
Okay.
I'll talk with you just to make sure it makes sense.
Yeah, so you put your PR. I mean, I'm not sure what the new changes are. I'm thinking it's not any fundamental changes in terms of how we were collecting the response and passing it to survey. Then I can sit with Tatvik. I don't know if Tatvik had a time to like polish that code and make it ready. So if that thing is ready, then we can make that as like a default code in the backend. And that's when you'll start to see like a true variance explained as a result of adding the latent variables.
And you think
Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
So I have a
And Subodh, you
question.
think? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Just a quick one. Joaquin mentioned that there will be a change with the latent variable. So will it be in the PR you will push?
Yeah. I mean, it's just like in the structure. So I'm adding. It has to do with the failures, because I don't think it was being handled properly. Like I was not sending statement scores with none instead of like a score when the LLM calls failed. I also discovered with Madi there's some weird issue in the model verification, but as long as we take that into account, it's fine. Yeah, and then I also had to add one more level to the dictionary that I'm sending you. It's very simple. I can tell you what it is in terms of like the output structure.
I mean, if it's dev, I can just
I'll
run
tell
an
you.
experiment and just like test my code to see like if it fails.
Yeah, I'll send you a message, and I'll write it on the PR anyways.
Go to Michelle next.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm continuing to focus on really digging into the ICP and trying to define that more clearly for both sales and marketing efforts. Today, I have a meeting with someone that I'm following up on who is, they are a marketing officer for a company that is they compete in the space of entertainment companies like the Main Event, trying to think, Dave and Buster's, those kinds of companies. And so I'm going to be following up with her on some experiments that we've been trying out to see if this kind of thing would be a good fit for her customers. She works with luxury brands for the most part. Tomorrow I have a meeting with an agency that typically uses research companies to help support them in their working with their clients. And so Pablo and I are going to meet with them tomorrow and explore if that would be a good potential customer. So yeah, that's it. Lots of other things going on, but those are the highlights.
Nice. As far as the access to the data question, which is in the marketing sales channel, We can give them
Yeah.
access to all of the data that we use. So we are totally transparent. They can download all the tasks. They can download the respondents. They can see every single one of the individual tasks that's used. So we can give them absolutely everything that they want. We give them all of the data that we use in our simulation is available for the users.
Are you talking about stuff that's beyond just what you can get out of the production environment?
Yeah, well, in the production environment, there's a bunch of like download buttons where you can like download CSVs and Excel files. In all of those, they can get all the data they need. We also have I don't remember what happened to this, but we also have a Jupyter Notebook environment which loads up all of the data, as well as like a toy causal model that they can use as well. So they should have access to everything.
Okay. Could I get access to that Jupyter capability there and take a look at it myself first, and then I can get my head around that, and then I could share that with her.
Totally. Yeah. And we also, in our public GitHub, I think the name of it is Sublime. That's where we have our reference implementation. We don't have data there, but we have the code. But yes, sure, absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, and speaking of GitHub, just a note, I think you asked for my GitHub information, but I don't know that I'm actually connected in there, so would love to, get connected.
Yes, let's do that after this.
Let's go to Pablo next.
Okay. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Excited to kind of share Laura's video demo. I think you guys are gonna really like it. I am working on following up with Ulta Beauty. I'm not a consumer of their products, but there's an opportunity to sell the product to that company on top of catering to their CVC, Corporate Venture Capital arm. We have a connection to them through Cap Table Coalition that I am pursuing, and one of the things that I'm doing is running a series of experiments to do outreach to them. So that's going out today. Also have a meeting with a personal meeting with a friend of mine from Angeles Ventures. I want to continue to kind of nudge that and incubate that. It's just a one-on-one with Francisco, who's been my buddy there, who's been our champion. So that's coming in later on today. Received good word from Elliot Wentworth. He's a designer strategist. He owns his own marketing agency. Just completed the 2-week free trial, and his initial sentiment tends to be very positive. He wants to meet on early next week to kind of discuss what the next steps would look like. The goal is to really prioritize building case studies so that we can arm ourselves when we talk to the bigger clients and companies. That is a huge outreach campaign that I'm doing this week, really following up on the low-hanging fruit that's been just lagging and just having a bias towards getting case studies at whatever price point we need. I know Michelle is doing the same. Michelle also has a case study that she is publishing later on today. And so hopefully the goal is to kind of really add to that repository and arm ourselves with real outcomes and case studies that we can put in front of clients. I also have, I'm going to give cloud support for Michelle, cloud support for Eric on their meetings today and tomorrow. And I'm sure I'm missing several other things, but being much more aggressive on the sales front as we look towards, the next few weeks.
Thank you. Let's go to Simon next.
Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. Pretty quick update for me. Synced up with Avi, Pablo, Tazavik on the chat bot prototype we've been building out. On Monday, I think it was a good review session. Lots of digging into the current experiments and clear next steps. And so I think the two on my side were enabling follow-up questions. So originally we just had the chat bot. You put in the experiment ID and it gives you like a summary of the results. But a core part of this is not just getting that initial like chat delivery, but also being able to ask custom follow-up questions. So that's been enabled as of yesterday, and tried a few cases. It does seem to be working. And then the other follow-up was we were talking about how Discord. So right now the chatbot lives in Discord. It's like a first step to really prototype, see how it works. But really the next step here is integrating it as part of the actual web app. So creating like a chat page there. And so I was spending this morning just looking at the front end repo, figuring out what it would take to bring that to life. And so have pretty clear next steps there. I know we have a sync later today, not really blocked on anything. So that's it for the update for now.
That's really that's a really fast turnaround.
Yeah, I mean, trying to get this up and going. I know everyone's excited about it. I'm excited about it. So yeah, can't wait for more folks to try it out whenever it feels more ready.
Amazing. Are you getting surprising insights?
It's certainly doing better than I thought it would. Like in terms of just being able to read images, always continue to be impressed how good these models are getting, and taking over the world. I guess for us it's taking over research, but yeah, always impressed.
Did you guys see the Andreessen Horowitz note yesterday? 2 different A16Z principles posted about market research.
Yes, we did see the marketing team this morning met, and we made sure to bring that up in terms of having a plan of attack. I want posts starting going out this week. They are, just for everyone's sake, A16Z is widely considered the absolute most prestigious venture capital firm in the world. They don't just invest, they literally drive what other VCs should be investing in. And we just got published on their research arm that is associated with the investments they make. So they have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. They have probably millions of people that view their content and make decisions based on how they're thinking. We are going to come up with a series of suggestions and campaigns to quickly jump on that content, create our own, repost, all that good stuff. That's coming out this week.
Madi, can we sit after this and can we review the website real quick? I'm getting like performance issues on the website. Could you just do like a quick review, or maybe Hadi?
Right?
What was that?
You mean the website, not app, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Landing.
Maybe that's a
Okay.
Hadi question.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go to Subot next.
So I haven't done anything in the last 4 or 5 days. So the plan is to do something. So hopefully, like Joaquim said, whatever changes he's making, if he makes, then yeah, we'll sit and make the latent variable stuff default. I also got a message from Hardy. I think there's some issue. He's saying the concept testing experiments are failing. I don't know why. I have to check. So I'll sit with him So yeah, those are the two immediate ones.
Oh, I was also running the code now. Sorry. Welcome back, Subodh, by the way. And yeah, that was the only thing that wasn't working was the concept testing. Was there changes to that,
Uh,
Hadi, or
there should not be. I mean, we use the same function that you had initially for the getting the response for an ordered statement. So if you
yeah?
internally change that, the format or arguments of that function, that's the only reason I can think of it why it may have
Okay,
failed.
okay.
If
Then
if
I'll
Hardy's if
investigate.
yeah, if Hardy's payloads are fine from the front end, then that's the only reason I can think of. There should not
Okay,
be any
okay,
other reason.
okay. Then I'll investigate. Thanks.
I have a quick question. The concept testing,
Mhm.
do I need to do some adjustment in the
No,
calculation?
no. So there is a separate UI to show the
Oh,
result,
okay.
and that is also and almost there. So once I think everything runs, Hadi will be able to just read and display.
Okay. So let's go to Hadi next.
Hello everyone. Yeah, so what also the payload I checked is the same as what I saw in the
Swagger, yeah.
based on yeah for the normal experiments and concept testing,
Mm-hmm.
and also what you said like new features to be added. So yeah, I think the payload is correct, and also the response from the concept testing I ran it through Swagger. I
Mm-hmm.
get a different response than what is already in the UI we have is a different UI, and dummy like response data that we have in the UI is different.
Mm. So you're saying
Uh,
this
yeah.
is the whole experiment failing is not the experiment itself that is failing, but the final display of the result that is failing.
The experiment also failing, but the response I ran through the app, it was failing. I ran through the Swagger
Swagger. Uh-huh.
once I response, it was different.
Mm, okay. So but then this is what you can do, Wakim. So maybe just run with your new changes, like whatever you may have made in the current one. Just run the concept testing locally and see if everything goes through. Like I said, the only place it can fail is the place where we use your function to get the response for the ordered statement. All right, Hadi. So let Wakim run based on his new changes, and once we have a signal from him, we can see.
Okay, okay. And also for the concept testing,
Hmm.
like you said, the Y prompt can be empty, like
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not reading in the
yeah.
backend.
No.
Yeah, if that's empty, then the response will be like no 1DB ID and run ID and no run name. Like I added, I was getting the run ID and run name. So make sure
Okay, that is
working.
weird because we did put that if else, if I remember, maybe Marty can vouch. But we'll check it that if it was concept testing, then use the description of the concept testing to create 1DB name and ID. But we'll verify again.
The error
Yeah,
comes
Marty.
from within the inside the code. It's from the what is it called? From inside the code from NumPy data frames, and I think as I remember, it was something like something with ID, a capital ID. It's not exist or something like that. So we can check that further.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so apart from concept testing, I was checking the ambush code for the front end, uh, especially that PR he made, to check like if we can have it in the ambush chat to the website. Uh, yeah, setting up and running it locally right now. Uh, yeah, that's it.
Do you think we'll be able to get it working?
Yeah, yeah, we can.
Is it a framework that we like? Like, is it a reasonable framework? Is it something that would be helpful for Simon?
Framework for which purpose?
For hosting interactive chat agents on the website or in the app, excuse me.
Uh, I'm not sure. Like, I don't have anything in mind right now.
Do we have an ETA on when we'll get it up and running? I thought we had it running in local.
Uh,
I thought we had
maybe
Ambuj's chat.
it's like running, but it's not giving the response. Something wrong with the backend. It's actually not like running properly in the local.
Is that because we've changed our interfaces?
Not because of interface. Maybe something in the backend is changed.
When I say interface, I mean
Uh,
backend API definition. That is our interface.
oh, I didn't check there.
Okay.
And I'll go next. So, Monday, a small group of us had a meeting about chat agents, and there was a question about dashboard, whether I can make the market simulator load without hitting the button, so it will make it easier for Simon to capture the results. Actually, locally, I have the solution for that, and I have it running. However, I had to compromise one feature. So during today's meeting, maybe I can share what I have, and if we are good with it, I can push it to dev today.
What is this feature?
So the market simulator, right? I've made a change that you don't have to click the submit results. Like once the dashboard loads, the market simulator results will load as well.
Nice. I was also, I don't know if this is maybe it's not a bug. I don't know if this would be a big deal, but when I was running experiments in Dev yesterday during the demo. I did a live demo in Dev and it worked and people loved it. If I when you have the price and brand, the market simulator loads up the different products based on brand, right? Each brand is kind of its own product. And so the brands, it gave me 4 brands, but then the host of the event wasn't included in one of the brands. I don't know. So I added the host as a 5th option in the brand, and then I ran the experiment, and I ran, everything worked. We got all the AMCEs, but then in the market simulator, it only showed the first 4 brands. The brand that I manually added didn't show up as the 5th brand, and only in the market simulator. It showed up everywhere else.
So when I'm sent real life product, if I have 5 products in the market simulator, I will load all the features of that product. If I have 4, it will automatically change to 4.
Okay, so what happened was it found 4 real life products. I hacked it by adding a 5th brand. There was no real life product, or it couldn't figure it out, and then it just never made it to the market simulator.
Yeah.
Got it. I don't know if it's possible to fork that to run in parallel, to say, hey, here's a new, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'd like to have a review to go over the price and brand traits.
Jump in on this. Is this in the development environment that you're talking about this issue going on? Because I've I've added my own brands in the production environment, and they do pull into the simulator, I believe.
They do, but in that simulator, it's not real world products. Maybe it is, but in dev, the market simulator is actual products.
Pulling in.
Yeah. We haven't cut from dev to prod in a little while, but I'm not 100% confident in that statement though. Prod may have real world products also.
Okay. I'm gonna go back and look at some of my experiments where I've done stuff like that, and I haven't noticed a problem, so that's why I was just, curious.
Yeah.
In production, I haven't noticed a problem in production.
I would like to also make a gentle request to the engineers for the next sprint to consider user experience optimization for a sprint or two. The causality test takes a long time. Generating the attributes and levels takes a long time. Running the experiments takes a long time. If we could create like a fast version where 1 second causality check, 1 second product design, or something that runs in the background from the UI, really fast execution time. I don't know if it's possible. I might be asking for the impossible. It's wouldn't be the first time, but I would like to suggest if there is anything we could do to improve that experience. It took almost 10 minutes to design the experiment, which was hairy, and then 15 minutes to run. And so usually I only get 10 minutes for a demo, so I have to hack it with multiple tabs. And I don't know if we can keep like user attention for more than, a few minutes at a time. I don't know any product that takes 25 minutes, 10 minutes to like set up. But well, whatever. That's my gentle request, if possible.
That's already in the backlog, right, Avi?
Yeah.
But it will be, just for now, just in the back end. But also, there's several.
I don't know if it's a back end issue or a front end issue, to be honest. I have to test the APIs.
Well, the front end is not ideal for sure at this moment, but of course, like the most of the time that the experiments are taking is because of the back end. But there's also several levels to this, right? If we want to, have a fast version, but we want to make sure that, it fares well in the human baselines, and that's an extra thing. So, yeah, we'll talk about it.
I mean, I noticed that the design of the experiments took as long as the execution. That was my experience yesterday. But it was weird. The first time it ran, the first time I was doing the causality check, it took like 6 minutes, and then the second time it took 2 minutes. So I don't know if we had a Docker instance that needed to fire up, but still, it should not take 3 minutes to fire up a Docker container. I don't know what it was. But something to consider.
In terms of giving updates, have I accidentally skipped anyone? Anyone have